It's getting frighteningly likely that we might get another winner. We've had our 14th winner of the season in Marius Rustad in race 1. Reverse grid means that Anthony Ingram is on pole. Kazunori Nakano, his teammate, also hasn't got a win. Narusai has. Lotterer has. Gafe hasn't. This is going to be an interesting one as we head to the second race of the weekend. Round 9 of the Japanese Super Touring Championship. Vinny, how was the air in the paddock after race 1?
Oh man, you should have seen the Team Yuasa guys. I've never seen people repairing a front bumper with such glee on their faces.
Normally it's a bad news bears moment with the front bumper being so damaged, but they've managed to outnumber their own points in the Honda, which they managed to get at Tsukuba.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Ingram
mean, I
fell
believe
swoop.
Fujiwara is still last in the driver's standings, but I don't think they're too fussed about that right now. They're just happy to get an amount of points on the board and finish as far up as they did. So let's hope that they manage to keep that trend continuing.
And into race 2 we go when the lights go out. Four-wheel drive front row, four-wheel drive second row. The Hondas are going to get usurped once again by the Mazda, the other Toyota, and the two Subarus. But it's Ingram in the lead. Nakano with Narusai with a dive bomb. And there's a bit of a collision between the two Mitsubishis. And again, Ingram still leads Nakano. Thought it was his. Ingram definitely didn't.
That was messy. I think Nakano quite literally just turned in on Ingram there, thought he was
Katayama
clear.
up to second. Scaife could be up to third after a wonky start by being out accelerated by four-wheel drive power.
Yeah, very opportunistic start for Scaife there. Doing well to mitigate the front-wheel drive bad start. Got himself back up to third immediately. Yeah, that was
100R.
sadly kind of clumsy driving from Nakano there. As I said, went to just take the apex on turn 1, thinking he was clear, not realising his teammate was still alongside him, and it's now put him all the way down to 4th.
Ingram, Katayama, Scaife, Nakano, Narusai, Sonia, Lotro, Takahashi. It's still a venomous cocktail of different cars and powertrains. With Ellen French still propping up the back of the pack as Scaife gives Katayama a bit of a wake-up call.
Yeah, slight bumper cars through turn 1 again. Here comes Nakano with a run.
Fujiwara style. Nakano on board.
Is that what we're calling it now? Fujiwara style.
For this race and this race alone. That seemed to be his trademark somehow.
Yeah, it looks like Scaife actually has the quicker car right now, which is nice to see. He was definitely able to outhandle Katayama's Mazda there and looked like he wanted to take the apexes slightly faster. If he can get himself past, he might be able to challenge Ingram for the lead here.
Ingram building up a steady gap, by the way. Early days yet.
Oh, there goes Scaife. Sends it on the inside, forces the door open. Gets a good exit.
Managing to outdrive four-wheel drive at some of the turns as well. This is fascinating work from Honda. And fastest lap, first flying lap, of course. Of course, it's going to be the fastest lap.
Yeah, Scaife is on a charge. Look at that. Although he's not, or Katayama's not done yet, at least. She's still on the podium, but wants the place back. Sends it. Doesn't quite make it stick.
If you can fight dirty, so can I.
Here comes Nakano around the outside with a head of steam.
And into third he goes.
Yeah, he's got the third line through the hairpin.
100R coming up.
Is he
But
going to
it's
slam the
definitely
door?
a
Yes.
third
There we
place
go.
sealed and delivered for this lap and this lap alone. Subaru not getting the run, but almost atypical of a reverse grid start from the race winners where one tends to drift back into traffic. Takahashi is definitely 8th, as you can see on the ladder on your left.
Everyone just way more too wide
And there
into
goes
turn one. Katayama
Katayama
is
did that and definitely got that back. We're getting some incredible moves around not only the outside of turn 1, we saw it on the left turns coming up in race 1 as well. Narusai might just have one now. Is that going to happen? Yes, it is.
he's
Yes,
certainly
it
going to
is. Okay,
try.
Nakano might just want to. There we go. But then exit of the hairpin into the 100R. Nakano definitely down to 5th.
Yeah, after everything I said about people driving conservatively in race 1, apparently they heard me and took exception to that. Whoa, Nakano!
Wobble
That was
on
a
from Nakano as
big
Nakano is
slide.
now down to 6th. Pitsonia always there to pounce. Lotterer could claim as well on board the Mercedes A45.
Well, Pitsonia is definitely clearing in front, but Nakano might just send it back on him into turn 1. We'll see what happens. Anyone gets a little slideways. Not this time. Further back, though, that
Definitely
Genesis.
did.
Yeah. So Nakano having a bit of a fall from grace here after having a front row start. He's been caught out a couple of times and then been in the wrong place at the wrong time a few other times, and here we are. And now he's got Lotterer trying the outside move. Slams the door shut on him. Not having that happen again, he says.
Nakano's momentum in the last couple of laps hasn't been all that good. It kind of could picture it once he collided with his teammate.
Yeah, I wonder
Maybe
if that
that's
shook his confidence.
shook him up. Exactamundo. Katayama there third. Narusai with a gap behind. Pitsonia looking to pounce there too. Ingram, however, with Ellen Frenson on the fastest lap this time by. I mean, how? There goes Katayama then, fair
and
enough.
Then
And there goes Pitsonia.
Everybody knocking that fastest lap time off. Scaife definitely has better brakes, but Ingram has the better exit coming out of turn 1. So I think there's a difference of opinion in driving line there. And there goes Katayama having a look.
Another bit of biff and barge with Scaife, the culprit of Katayama's dramas early on.
Yeah, these two are definitely not done yet. But of course, the more these two battle, the more Ingram just gets to say goodbye to the rest of the field and disappear on off up the road.
Which still means that we're on for winner number 15, which, as luck would have it, as coincidences go, anyway, I don't think I've seen a championship where the amount of race winners equates to how many points there are on the table each race.
Yeah.
Top 15 get points. This championship has been wide open. I can't see this happening again. Even if Japan is a season 2, I think you're going to see a definite late break-in attempt from Katayama there for start.
Yeah, that was a send.
Send, but it did not arrive, as Scaife is still second. Katayama still third. Narusai Pitsonia 4th, 5th. Still Lotterer and Takahashi running out your top 8. There's Fujiwara now with the fastest lap. Okay. There he is.
Yeah, I think people are able to take advantage of the slipstreaming capabilities down the the start-finish straight, and then the, what would you call that, curved straight after turn 1?
Dogleg.
Or is that technically a straight and then turn 2 and then another straight in turn 3? I don't know how they label the corners here.
They've definitely come to that as a T2, that little dint to the right
Okay.
after turn 1.
Well, that makes sense. That's definitely a noticeable turn, unlike certain other tracks I could mention that decide something's a corner when it's clearly not.
Built during the peak of the late 80s Japanese financial boom, an attempt to get a Formula One venue aside from Suzuka. Kirinara's side there with a wobble on.
Yeah, that was a good slide.
Katayama again.
Points for execution and neatness with Narusei's drift, but not going to do him any favours in the grand scheme of a race. Got Pitsonia all over the back of him now, trying to get 4th place off him. And even if Pitsonia doesn't, this has been a very solid day for Mazda. 2 top 10 finishes in race 1. There's going to be, looks like 2 top 10 finishes again with a podium in race 2. So this is going to be a good haul of points for that team. Fujiwara having a look on the Subaru.
Definite performance and morale boost this car has been. Still surprised that if they were going to make a decision this late, I guess it must be for financial reasons that they wanted to run something of a bit more pedigree to begin with. But boy, have they managed to find some form with this car.
I think if I remember rightly, they hadn't finished the construction and development of this car, which is why they had to run the Civic. They had it as a backup just in case.
Hence
either
the
way,
wavering with the rules and the allowance of that car to run one more time, and the token of being able to swap. Had any other team done this, the car would have been too new to allow for that change to occur.
Plus, this also affords them the benefit of they can use these last 3 rounds as essentially a test session. This is the most real simulation they're ever going to have to really bed in the car, get some miles on it, see what it's good at, see what it's not good at, see what they can improve on, see where Fujiwara can learn about it, because of course he's gone from front-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive.
And just doing laps on your own is just doing laps on your own. No better way to go testing than what it's doing right now.
Scaife has taken the lead
and
has a slide of
then
himself.
Lost it again. Ingram had a bit of a scare then as the power of that Honda took the lead, but Scaife's inability at the turn then, or the ability of the stability of the car, has given Scaife a bit of a wake-up call. Katayama also with a wake-up call. However, Narusei about to threaten for a podium finish down the inside of the first hairpin. Nakano managing to gain something back from that lost ground in the early half of the race.
Yeah, once again, that was just a big concertina effect of Scaife getting the slide on, everybody checking up to make sure they don't hit him, and then people gaining momentum on other cars in front. No actual positions changed that time, though. It didn't stop people from having an attempt. I think it's evident the Honda definitely has the straight line speed compared to the Mitsubishi, but the Mitsubishi is more stable under braking. Here comes Katayama. Oh, straight
Stable
into the
braking. Muto now with the fastest lap, nowhere near the top 8, and taking the fastest lap under the 1:14s. Ingram producing another gap again.
Muto maybe at the bottom end of the top 10, but with how wide open this championship is and how close everybody is on points. Getting those 2 bonus points for a fastest lap is actually going to go a long way.
Power of that Honda through 100R and this backstretch. Clearly got the legs on the Mitsubishi. Ingram's got to get very clever.
Yeah,
I
Ingram
think
just has to
Scaife's on for the
focus
win
on
here.
getting a really good exit out the hairpin and then that last little kink to give him as much momentum as possible down the start-finish straight here, because this is where the Honda catches up. He's going into turn 1.
And they'll do it again. As will Katayama. You can see that with a bit more grunt than the Honda too.
Oh,
Another dive
Katayama!
bomb! Move of the race.
Move of the race.
With 5 and a bit, four and a bit laps to go.
For all the budding enthusiasts watching, that move right there is how you do if gap car.
Yeah,
It was
Johnny.
clean. It didn't send Scaife off into the gravel. It was just enough to force open the door and get yourself through without jeopardizing the other person's race.
Scaife was awake. Petsonia and Lotterer with their own personal battle. Takahashi and Muto looking to pounce.
Yeah, Muto's got himself now into the top 8. So he's got himself around Schumacher. And Nakano has fallen all the way down to 10th. So what could have been a very promising day for this Mitsubishi team is potentially still going to be a very good day, but not quite as much as they would have hoped, as one half of the garage is going to be rather disappointed. Now, will Katayama send it on Ingram like she did on Scaife a lap ago, or is Scaife going to return the favour? Scaife's going to try and return the favour. He gets into the back bumper, though.
They have had quite the tussle since the start of the race. Katayama's the one laughing at the moment with the amount of hit that Scaife put on Katayama's car, and the attempts that Katayama has done in return produced one of the cleanest moves and the most fantastic move of the race, if not the season. A bit at a loss.
It's definitely one for the highlight reel, isn't it?
Animal.
Yeah, although if these two keep it up with essentially 3 laps to go, they're either going to need to have a fight after the race or go on a date.
Someone has bought someone a drink somewhere. It might have happened during the race.
However, Katayama still holds the position over the Honda. And of course, she wants to go after the Mitsubishi in front.
Recent scholars of the touring car franchise might have noticed what we pointed out at Deep Forest Raceway, but then I realised that Pitsonia's Mazda in 5th is kind of throwing a spanner in the works. The variety is there, but the repetition between Katayama and Pitsonia of the same said Mazda is ruining a decent run between the Subaru behind, the Mercedes behind that, and the Genesis behind that.
Yeah, it's nearly there. Pitsonia is the one ruining your little pattern there. But as I said earlier, this is going to be a very good day for Mazda if they get 4 top 10 finishes out of the round as a whole. Although Pitsonia now under attack from Takahashi, and he's got Lotter and Muto all right there, so if he's not careful, he could find himself in a very sorry position indeed. Takahashi has a little look. Lotter now gets alongside and capitalizes on that. It's going to be a drag race.
Multiple lines being chosen as the pack.
Katayama with a scent. Scaife around the outside. That's brave.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Has he pulled that off?
He has.
Well, okay, we take it back. That is the move of the race.
Blimey. Apparently they want to use just this race for the highlight reel.
That being said, Ingram still leads since the lights went out.
Yeah, Ingram has gotten. Ingram's driving well, but he has gotten lucky with Scaife and Katayama having that
We've,
battle because it's allowing
by
him to
the
get
way,
away.
we've missed what's happened to Nakano because now he's expecting another reverse grid race to happen so we can get pole for the next one. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he's fallen
As
back down
he's
to 10th somehow, so his day's getting much, much worse.
lap to go. Almost a lap to go. On board, Ingram. He's had wins in other championships, as well we know. This is the first time he'll have got a four-wheel drive across the line, if I haven't jinxed it already. But here comes Scaife and Katayama again for their dive last as you like it. And
Oh,
what? Okay, are
Katayama's
you
going to try
kidding
the
me?
outside
Are you
move.
kidding me? Are you kidding?
Now it's a drag race. Who's going to get it? Honda or Mazda? Who's going to be braver on the brakes going into turn 3?
Didn't we have the race of the season in this championship so far already? And now we've got this eclipsed as well. Scaife looks safe for the time being,
Yeah,
despite all the
Katayama's
drama for
now suddenly
Katayama.
got Naruse to deal with back there.
That's it. And Pitsonia. And Takahashi. Muto up to 7th. Lotterer down to 8th.
Yeah, Hideo Muto salvaging something from the weekend, but this is not going to do their championship bid any good.
2 20-minute entertainment pieces for you right here. Final turn. Anthony Ingram. Lights to flag. Scaife with a fantastic run. Katayama with just as a fantastic run. That's going to be a very happy, dramatic podium. Don't overdo it now. There's a car behind you as he crosses the line, and the entire crocodile, except for a couple of stragglers right at the end. You've got the top 18 all in the same shot. Degrassi and Nakajima, though, must have had their own fisticuffs to fall that far back behind. We're going to have to take a breather. Wow. What can we say anymore? I think we're going to be disappointed if Suzuka turns out to be a stale event next time by.
Yeah, that was race of the season. We're going to have to definitely temper our expectations for the last 2 rounds of this championship. They're not going to be as mad as that. And come season 2, they're going to have to come back here again because, good lord, that was fantastic.
What it does mean for the championship, however, boy, brace yourself for this. Daniel Winterbottom, not in the top 10, only a 5-point gain from Bathurst. Katayama, third in the race, in this race at least, but what we've seen from Bathurst then is a 26-point gain and only 3 points behind Winterbottom in second, having been fourth throughout the entirety of the mid-season there. Hideo Muto has fallen back a 16-point gain, but lost P2 down to P3. Butcher was P3, a 17-point gain, but down to P4. Takahashi has maintained 5th place by dint of what means to be. Hold on a minute, I've got this working out here. Yeah, it's still the top 5 being the same. Narusai with a 20-point gain, still 6th place. That is going to get more and more tense unless Butcher manages to find something magical at Suzuka East. Now, the independent championship, it's a gain for Mitsubishi, having performed very well, but no points for the first time in the Japanese championship for the Chaser Motorsports team. Not a single one. 249 for them, but 222 for the Mitsubishi outfit. They are now only 27 points behind that particular battle. That is going to get very spicy, considering that the Mitsubishi effort isn't exactly works, but it isn't exactly privateer either. No winners this week. The Genesis team still lead the Manufacturers' Championship. but there is a switch for second as Mazda now go ahead of Toyota. This has to be the wake-up call that Toyota need. It's got to be, because these other teams are showing them up for what they should have done and perhaps stayed in the World Championship maybe. They had a good outfit. It wasn't the most performing of teams, but if they're going to go all guns blazing in a championship that isn't the main championship, what are you doing in third place? So this has been, a game changer this weekend, and I cannot wait for Suzuka East.
Yeah, seconded. We're getting into the latter half. Well, we're at the end of the season now, essentially. So, and with both championships being as wide open as they are, this is going to be insane. These last two rounds, with the people are going to start getting desperate, and moves are going to happen.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, but it's another even shorter layout. It's going to be one where the crowd are going to be packed in, hopefully, not just for their own manufacturer support, for the drivers as well. This is, well, I'm still in awe, and we're going to have to give it a minute to ourselves here to give ourselves a breather. But yes, Suzuka East round 10, and we'll see you around for that. Sayonara, everyone. Good racing.